Hi everybody! Today I want to show you how I made these cute, easy hairpins. My daughter's an art teacher at the YMCA, and she said that they started a new club. Oh, I used to love to be in clubs when I was a kid. Anyway, this club is called Strings and Things. I love the name of that, guys. That's an awesome name. She said that what they do is they make bracelets and little things like that, and the kids want to sell them to their friends and stuff. So she was trying to think of ideas of what the kids could make. And I remembered when I was a kid, I used to wear things like this in my hair, and it makes you feel so pretty. These are so easy to make and fun. They're so much fun, and they don't cost very much at all. In fact, you could use any kind of material that you have sitting around the house. You could even use yarn if you have yarn. This was made out of the crochet string, and you could get a big spool of that for only a couple dollars at the Walmart. And it doesn't take much to make one. And you can make them any kind of length that you want to make it, because some people have shorter hair than others. And I thought it would be neat if the kids could do their school colors. They would sell them like hotcakes if they did it for their school colors. Or how about Halloween colors around Halloween? You can make them black and orange, and you could wear them in your hair. Oh, that would be cool. You are definitely going to need some bobby pins, a pair of scissors. You could use tacky glue or a hot glue gun. You also may need to use a needle and thread, depending on what kind of string you're going to use. Crochet string, any kind of ribbon, lace, beads. You can use any kind of beads that you have, and depending on the size of the string that you're going to be using, you could pick your beads according to the size. The first thing that you need to do is pick the colors that you want. I got 3 strands of each color. I have a blue, a green, and a white. I'm going to mix the colors when I braid them. I'm going to make mine for a little bit longer hair, so I just made it just a little bit long. If you use the smaller string, you're not going to need to sew it, but you really don't want like a big knot on the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew this. Now I take my bobby pin and I'm sticking it through every little piece. I'm going to connect this to my spool of thread. That way it'll give me something to hold it. I'm putting one of each of the colors in each of the strands. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm just going to braid it. You just use a normal braid, and we'll go all the way down to the end of the bobby pin with our braid. And that looks about right. I'm going to make a small knot. Now after it's knotted, on the other side, I'm just going to take the very end, not both ends, but the very end, and I'm just going to stick it through a little bit on the end. We're going to glue this when we get done with everything. But right now, I just want to make sure that that's going to be held there. And then I'll put it back on my spool of yarn. I'm going to separate each piece again like I did before into 3 groups. And we'll make 1 braid here, 1 braid here, and 1 braid there. As you can see, I finished braiding this one. I cut it so that all these are even, and I'm going to take it and put it through the end of my bead. There, I have 3 beads on the end. And now I want to tie it. I'm going to cut them all even to that length, and that's how I'm going to leave this. Now I'm going to do my other ones. Now this is what it turned out like. I didn't make all of them the same length. Now what we're going to do is we're going to glue. I'm going to just take a little bit of glue and make sure that this is going to stay on here. And what I did was I took a little piece of cardboard and I just shoved it in between, just to be sure that that hot glue doesn't glue my bobby pin together closed. There you have it. With the thinner string, I did not have to sew the very tip. I just tied a knot. And I have 9 strands, just like I did on the other one. And I'm going to separate these strands in 3s. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now, I love to do macrame. So what I'm going to do is do the regular straight macrame stitch where it's not going to twist, it's going to stay straight. You make a loop on one side and you put it underneath of the center. You take this string over here and you make sure you have all 3 strings together when you're doing this. And you go under this string that went under the middle string and go through the loop you made. And then you pull it tight. Now you're going to do the other side that same way. And you keep on doing this all the way down to the very end of your bobby pin where you know you're going to glue it. And then we'll do the 3 separate strands so that it can hang long in your hair. Now you can see that I finished all of this to the end of my bobby pin. Now I'm going to keep these separated and I'm going to do each one of these. You put your beads on, and because this is a thinner one, I went ahead and I put beads on each strand, and then I tied a knot at the end of each of the beads. See how I made it frilly? What I did was I just separated each little piece of string so that it will kind of give it a feathery look. I hope you enjoyed my video on how to make these pretty hairpins. I'd love to hear some of your ideas, and if you have any good ideas, leave them in the comments below. Kimberly would love to hear more ideas. I'll see you next time. Bye! When I would wear them when I was young, they would make me feel so pretty. This right here I made out of lace. Lace.